The room was filled with luxury, laughter, and expensive gifts stacked higher than expectations. It was her birthday, and everything had to be perfect. People came with polished smiles and carefully chosen presents, each one meant to impress. And then, he walked in. A quiet man, simple clothes, holding a small, poorly wrapped box. Some noticed. Some whispered. She didn't even try to hide her reaction. A cheap gift. At this party. But when she finally opened it, her smile disappeared. Her hands froze. Because inside that box was something she thought she had lost forever. Stay till the end, because the truth behind that gift will change everything you think about value, loss, and love. The celebration was nothing short of extravagant. Crystal lights reflected across polished floors, soft music blended into elegant conversations, and every detail of the evening reflected success. Zara had built her life on precision, discipline, and achievement. As the CEO of a rapidly growing company, she was known for her sharp decisions and high standards. Everything in her world had a certain level, and anything below it stood out immediately. That night was no different. Guests arrived with gifts that matched her lifestyle, expensive, rare, carefully selected to impress. Each one was opened with appreciation, though most felt predictable. She had seen it all before. But then, something shifted. A man entered quietly, almost unnoticed at first. His presence didn't match the room. His clothes were simple, his posture humble, and in his hands was a small box wrapped in plain paper. No shine. No elegance. Just effort. A few guests exchanged glances. Who invited him? Someone whispered. Zara noticed him too. Not with curiosity, but with immediate judgment. He approached slowly, as if unsure whether he belonged there. "This is for you," he said softly, offering the box. His voice carried sincerity, but it was overshadowed by the reaction around him. Zara hesitated. Not because she was unsure, but because she was unimpressed. Still, she took the box, her expression controlled but distant. The room watched, waiting. She placed it aside at first, continuing with other gifts. But the presence of that small, out-of-place package lingered. Eventually, with subtle pressure from the attention around her, she picked it up again. "Let's see what this is," she said lightly, though her tone carried a hint of dismissal. The wrapping came off easily, revealing a simple box beneath. Nothing about it suggested value, at least not in the way she understood it. She opened it without expectation. And then, everything changed. Inside the box was a watch. Old. Worn. Familiar. Too familiar. Her breath caught. Her fingers trembled slightly as she picked it up. It wasn't just any watch. It was his watch. Her father's. The one she had lost years ago. The one she believed was gone forever. The room faded around her as memories rushed back, moments she had buried under years of ambition and control. The watch wasn't just an object. It was a piece of her past. A connection she thought she had lost. Her eyes lifted slowly, searching for the men who had given it. Because now, nothing about him felt ordinary. The room had gone quiet, not because they understood what was happening, but because they could feel it. The shift. The change. Zara stood still, the watch in her hand, her thoughts unraveling everything she believed she knew. She found him standing near the edge of the room, not seeking attention, not reacting to the silence, just waiting. She walked toward him, each step heavier than the last. "Where did you get this?" she asked, her voice no longer controlled, but searching. The man looked at her calmly, as if he had expected the question. "Your father gave it to me," he said simply. The answer didn't make sense at first. Not because it was unclear, but because it carried a truth she wasn't ready to face. "Years ago," he continued, "when I had nothing. He helped me." The words unfolded slowly, revealing a story Zara had never known. Her father, the man she remembered as strong but distant, had lived moments she had never seen. Moments of kindness. Moments of quiet generosity. The man standing before her had once been struggling, lost in circumstances beyond his control. And her father had chosen to help, not publicly, not for recognition, but because it was the right thing to do. "I couldn't repay him," the man said. So he told me to keep going, and one day, if I could, to pass it forward. The watch wasn't payment. It was a reminder. A symbol of something deeper than success. I kept it all these years, he added softly. Not because it was valuable, but because it meant something. Zara listened, her perspective shifting with every word. The men she had judged within seconds carried a connection to her father she had never understood. And the gift she had dismissed was the most meaningful thing she had received that night. Why give it back now? She asked quietly. The men smiled slightly, not with pride, but with peace. Because I don't need it anymore, he said. He already changed my life. The simplicity of his answer carried more weight than any explanation. It wasn't about the watch. It was about what it represented. Zara looked down at it again, seeing it differently now, not as something old, but as something alive with meaning. Everything around her, the luxury, the success, the carefully built image, felt distant compared to the truth in that moment. She had spent years building a life that looked perfect, but she had forgotten something her father had never lost. The value of kindness. The importance of seeing beyond appearances. And as she stood there, holding the watch, she realized something that stayed with her long after the party ended. That not all gifts are meant to impress. Some are meant to remind. To reconnect. To reveal truths we didn't know we needed. And sometimes, the smallest box,